break another heart, you're gonna tell another lie.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Start McClary. I'm Sean, and today we are going to talk about the greatest NASCAR driver of all time, and that is Danica Patrick. Wait, what? The greatest driver? Oh, wait, wrong script. Sorry. I mean, the worst driver of all time in top-notch equipment. We're going to talk about why she did so bad in NASCAR, talk about her good races in NASCAR, talked about how she impacted NASCAR in some way, and all that good stuff. So, let's get started. Danica Patrick was born on March 25th, 1982 in Beloit, Wisconsin to Bev Patrick and TJ Patrick. She started racing in go-karts and had her best statistics in the World Karting Association Grand National Championship. She won 10 regional titles and Yamaha Sportsman and later HPV class 3 times in 94, 96, and 97. Then in December of 2004, Danica finally got her break in Rahal Letterman Racing to drive for the IndyCar Series in 2005. In her IndyCar stats from when she started in 2005 until her last race in the 2018 Indianapolis 500, she had 1 win in Japan, she had 7 podium finishes, and 3 poles, which is not bad, considering how many starts she ran in IndyCar. And if you guys don't know what podiums are, podiums at IndyCar are the top 3 finishes. So if you have first, second, or third place, that's a podium finish. And now we move on to the big thing we are going to talk about this video on Danica Patrick's racing career. Which is NASCAR, obviously. She started her NASCAR career in 2010 for Junior Motorsports, which is really good equipment. And even though she ran only about 12, 13 races that year, she has got no top 10 finishes. In 2011, she improved. She ran 12 starts. She got a top 5 finish at Las Vegas, finishing 4th. And she got 2 more 10th place finishes at Chicago and Daytona. And she's a little bit more consistent than she was in 2010, but still not that impressive, considering she's in the Nationwide Series, which was called at that time. In 2012, Danica raced in the Nationwide Series full-time, and her best finish throughout the whole year was 8th at Texas. She has gotten 0 wins, 0 top 5s, only 4 top 10s, but she managed to finish 10th in the standings, so that's pretty good too. But the worst part is she also ran a partial schedule in the Cup Series in 2012. Her best finish being 17th. And also another problem was, in my opinion, she was rushed to the Cup Series quickly. In 2013, she got promoted to the Cup Series full time, driving her known number 10 GoDaddy Chevy. In her first year with Stewart-Haas racing in the Cup Series, she had 1 pole, which was the 2013 500, 1 top 10, which was the same race, finishing 8th. But other than that, her best finish throughout the season was 12th, even though she's in Stewart-Haas equipment, which had a Hendrick motor and Hendrick chassis. She finished 27th in points. 2014 was not that much better. In 2014, her best race actually in her career was that 7th place finish that she got in Kansas, where she was in the top 10 all day. But other than that, yeah, she got a couple other top 10s with 8th at Daytona and 6th at Atlanta, but she finishes mostly in the 20s to 30s throughout the season and finished actually worse than what she did in 2013, and that is 28th in points. And 2015 was the turning point year, because in the middle of 2015 it was announced that GoDaddy will no longer sponsor Danica in the Cup Series, and she had to be in the next year she had to be stuck with Nature's Bakery. But in 2015, her last year with GoDaddy, she scored only 2 top 10 finishes, 7th at Martinsville and 9th at Bristol. But she did have a better points finish of finishing 24th in points. Okay, 2016, her 4th full-time season, and at this point she should be running competitive, as she's with a lot of experience. She should know how the Cup cars are running. But in 2016, she did not get a single top 10 finish. Her best finish was 11th at Charlotte. Throughout the season, she was basically once again finishing mostly in the 20s, and once again finished 24th in points. And now we get to 2017, her last full-time season in the Cup Series, and probably the worst out of the 5. She got 1 top 10 finish, which was at Dover. But other than that, she had 11 DNFs throughout the season. And she basically mostly finishes in average of 25th place. And in her last season in the Cup Series, she finished 28th in points. She made one more start in the Cup Series before leaving permanently for Premium Motorsports, driving the number 7 Chevy, and then GoDaddy came back. But before I get to that, sponsors like when she was with Stuart Haas, GoDaddy left, Taxax left, and then she was stuck with Nature's Bakery, which is not a big sponsor. And even there was one time there was a lawsuit on Nature's Bakery with Stuart Haas that Nature's Bakery wanted to leave, and Stuart Haas did not want to. So that's another case that nobody wants to sponsor Danica. But let's get forward to her last start. Her last start was the 2018 500, but she didn't really do anything. She was basically mid-pack all day and got into a wreck and finished 35th. Oh, one more thing to say about Danica Patrick before I go. People keep saying that she opened the door for females, and that's how she impacted the sport. But how she impacted the sport, she didn't impact it at all. All she did was, looked at it as a pretty NASCAR driver, and that's what all people see. Okay, she did not open the door for females, and plus because there was a few female race car drivers long before Danica. So, in my opinion, she did not impact the sport in any ways. Thank you. So, Danica Patrick's stats are this: 191 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 7 top 10s, 1 pole, only 64 laps led, about $20 million in winnings, an average finish of 24.1, and what I present to you, one of the worst drivers in top equipment, Danica Patrick. So you guys tell me, Danica Patrick, a race car driver? Or should I say a stock car driver? No. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you next time.